Big Mike here with
Hey, sir, Dan.
today's episode. We got a UFC legend, Jake Shields, a record of 33-11-1. This guy's an absolute legend. He's had many big fights, beating Damian Maia, Dan Henderson, Robbie Lawler, and Tyron Woodley.
If you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button. If you're looking for a mug, perhaps a hoodie, head on over to IOnlyTouchGreatness.com.
What's up, everyone? Jake Shields here, MMA Legend. I'm on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
This is the hottest place for big name interviews in Vancouver. With Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. I never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast. Ryan Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
The number one sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. Roll it up and fire it up.
This is I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. We are going live.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got in work now. A couple workouts today, a couple privates. Busy day, but back home now.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much for taking the time for us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm Ryan, by the
Big
way.
Mike here.
That's Big
Ryan.
Mike.
Mike and Ryan, got it.
All right.
You guys both up in Vancouver or no?
Yeah, we are. Side note, Mike's met you before.
Yeah, Vancouver, man. It was Vancouver's a great city. I loved it out there. I had a good time.
Yeah, it was 2011.
I
I
was
think
out
the
there.
Stanley Cup run. I ran into you, and then like maybe 20 minutes later, I ran into Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, we were up there partying it up. That was Chuck's fight, right?
Yes. Yeah, you got her.
Yeah. I remember everyone, the Canucks were in the, what do you call it? The finals, the Stanley Cup, whatever. Yeah, everyone was going crazy.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, good time.
So, grew up in Cali. What was life like growing up?
It was cool. I grew up kind of like middle of nowhere, like 3 hours outside of the Bay Area, 2.5, 3 hours, like a small little town. But it was there's not a lot going on there, but it was great for growing up because wrestling, a lot of outdoor stuff, biking, rock climbing, snowboarding. So it was great for being young. But then after high school, I got the hell out.
You play any other sports growing up?
No, I just wrestled. I mean, I did like snowboarding, all bike riding, that type of stuff, but no other like sports in high school.
Okay.
What got you into the fighting in the first place?
I guess just because a lot of fighters come in through wrestling. So I had wrestled, and then I was wrestling down in college, and that's where I met Chuck Liddell. Actually, that's why I was up at his fight. So I met him before he was like fighting in the UFC, but wasn't really that famous. He was kind of the local tough guy. He kind of started training with him, and then just right after I started training with him, he blew up, and it was crazy watching that. So I was like, oh man, maybe I make a career out of this.
That was one of my questions, actually, is what is it like working with Chuck Liddell? Because I know you've worked with him a bunch, and you're also on Ultimate Fighter 11 coaching with him. So what was that like?
Man, it was great. Like I came there right. He was with the UFC when I met him, but it was before he really blew up. So just watching him blow up and the peak of his fame. Yeah, got such an amazing career. And I was never really coached by Chuck, but he was like a sparring partner, and training partner, and he's obviously tough. I remember the first time going in there sparring with Chuck. I was a cocky young kid thinking I was this guy with his mohawk, campo tattoos, and just having him handed to me was a humbling experience. And that's when you really realize, like, all right, I gotta learn some kickboxing and stuff too.
Did you ever, like, what was your nickname and how'd you get it?
I've actually always avoided having nicknames. I'm just not necessarily against them. I just never wanted a cheesy nickname, and nothing really sounded that good. So I always kind of avoided it. People try to give it to me, and it's like, nah, I don't want that.
Okay.
What's your favorite submission and strike?
Oh man, that's tough. Strike, I like that the left liver kick. That one's a good one. So those freaking hurt. And then submissions, I'm really into the chokes. Like guillotine choke a lot, rear naked, basically all the chokes.
Okay.
Yep.
Who are the biggest influences in your career then? Probably just Chuck Liddell, or was there somebody?
Yeah, I mean, multiple people. I mean, Chuck's obviously he's the first one that got me into it, but I was major there for a couple of years, but I kind of switched up to the Bay Area with Cesar Gracie. So he was a big influence, obviously, having trained with him for a bunch of years. And then Nick and Nate Diaz, I met Nick first. He was he was a young upcomer, and I was a young upcomer. So he was one of my main training partners for a long period. And then, Gil Melendez and Nate Diaz as well, obviously. Another guy, David Terrell, who was phenomenal. He actually fought for the UFC title, then kind of retired after that. Like one of the best jiu-jitsu fighters forever. But he kind of burnt out or fought for the title.
You guys are all part of the scrap pack, right?
Yeah, he had a great team. So I guess just Chuck and then that crew were the main influences on my career.
Okay. So, do you still keep in contact with all those guys? Like, scrap pack still alive? Yeah.
Yeah, I talk to him all the time. Not as much as I used to. Unfortunately, we used to each other every day, but now we still each other every month or so. I mean, like lately, currently I'm in Vegas the last month, so I mean, haven't been seeing them. But when I'm out there, I try to go out there fairly often and train with Nick and Nate. When I was in San Francisco, I see Gil pretty much every day because I was training at his gym. I was teaching at his gym, running the jiu-jitsu program, and then kind of we got shut down all this COVID stuff.
Yeah. Nate's one of my all-time favorites. I got him, other than GSP, I got him number 2. So
yeah, man. Yeah, awesome fighter.
I love his attitude. I remember when he had him in the head triangle and was fingering the crowd.
Oh yeah,
that was
awesome.
Yeah, and you guys always came out in California love, so that's why and a big fan of also Faber's from Cali too. So.
Nope. Yeah, man. Yeah, like we got a lot of good fighters out of Cali. Like I said, like Faber's actually not far from us. I actually knew him in high school as well. He wrestled right in the same area as me, so I've known him for years as well.
Okay. Who would you say your toughest opponent was in your whole career?
Man, I have so many top guys. That's a tough one. Guys like Dan Henderson. I mean, just the list goes on and on. Robbie Lawler. So all these tough guys. But I guess if I pick probably GSP, just because he's a complete package. There's no big holes in his game. He's got good jiu-jitsu, good striking, good stand-up, good cardio. So he's kind of a tough dude to figure out and beat.
Absolutely. And obviously being from Canada, he's one of our favorites. What was it like sharing the ring with him?
Yeah, that was a great experience because, I think he is one of the greatest of all time. So arguably the greatest of all time. And then up there in Toronto, I think it was the first one. It was definitely the first one in Toronto. I think it was the first one in Canada, maybe.
It was
Toronto for sure. Maybe Canada, the first sanctioned one. And it was just the people went crazy for it. They sold out 60,000 people. And it was just the buzz for that fight. I've never seen the fight that I've been in or any fight I've ever been to. Never seen the buzz because for some reason the whole card was stacked in Canada. Just because it was the first one in Canada, they were just going crazy. So that was a cool experience.
Definitely could be definitely one of the closest fights too. I mean, could have went either way in my eyes.
Yeah, it was a tough fight. Like I said, I think I won the last 2 rounds, but he probably won the first 3. So I think I think it was the right decision, but it was close. It was definitely a good one.
What are some challenges you've come across in getting to where you are today?
I mean, there's always challenges in the sport from way back to trying to get fights to injuries. Last couple of years, a freaking back injury, which kind of sucked, but luckily I'm finally starting to feel healthy again. So that's after dealing with injuries nonstop, it's great to finally be feeling healthy. I'm hoping it lasts. I can stay healthy and Probably not fight. Possibly I'll do one more fight, but it mostly just to build a, compete professional grappling again. Still to compete a little bit last year, but not feeling 100%. But now I'm feeling like finally starting to feel 100% again. So,
okay.
Yeah, you're a legend, man, and you're still fighting. I can't believe it.
Yeah, mostly just doing the pro grappling. It's a fun way to stay in shape and make a little extra side money while you're at it and whatnot.
Do you have a favorite movie about fighting or sports?
I'll probably go way back and say Bloodsport. I know it's cheesy, but as a kid growing up watching it, now I'd probably watch it and be what the hell. But as a kid, you grow up and you're like, oh man, this is so cool. The Kumite. So
yeah,
if I had been a fighter and watched it first, I'd be like, oh, this is so stupid. But growing up, I loved it. So
literally minutes ago, I said to Mike, I'm going to ask this question. And I'm 90% sure he's going to say Bloodsport.
I think it's just our generation, right? It's just as we grow up, we were kids. That was what we watched. We'd be like, that's what, we imagine we were fighters. And obviously real fighting turned out to be a lot different than that, but it's still the same idea, the same theme.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you have any pre-fight meals or rituals?
Really, I wouldn't really eat that much. I would eat kind of light fight day, kind of just chill, relax. I'll try to stay mellow as possible all day because you don't want to, you want to stay calm for when you're going out there in the fight, not wasting the energy.
Okay. Do you have a favorite quote a coach has ever told you or somebody that's taught you something?
I want to say a favorite quote. I know one good lesson was the second time sparring Chuck, he hit me a hard body shot, right in the liver. And I kind of bowled over and he came and just smacked me again right in the liver. I was just like, oh, don't show you're hurt. And that stuck with me because it freaking hurt. And then anytime I hit a hard body shot after that, it was keep that poker face. At first, I'm like, this guy's an asshole. But then I'm like, wait, it stuck with me 20 years later.
Yeah.
Now you're telling it on our story.
Exactly. Yeah. Would there be a dream fight for you that you never got to happen? You got to fight all the big names. Fighting Maya and Henderson and Lawler and Woodley. Some of those guys. You got to fight all the big names, but was there some guy that you wish you would have been able to fight?
Yeah, I would say Anderson Silva because that's the only big name. He was the weight above me, but I fought 85 a few times. We actually almost fought in the Rumble and the Rock tournament. But then he fought Yushin Okami before me, and then who did I fight first? I think Dave Monet, who was a former champ as well. So I won my match, but then Anderson Silva got disqualified versus Okami. He did an illegal upkick and disqualified him, so I didn't get to fight Silva. I think Silva was ranked number 2 at the time of the world, so I really wanted to fight Silva. Then he got disqualified, so it's like, oh man. So
brutal.
I missed that one. Yeah,
brutal.
Oh,
what's been your go-to quarantine snack during this COVID?
I ate everything.
Okay.
But yeah, luckily I'm out in Vegas right now where everything's open. I was in San Francisco for a while and everything was closed. I'm like, I can't handle this. All the restaurants are closed, got to take everything takeout. I'm like, I'm sick of that.
And then even the 49ers just shut down Santa Clara and the whole area where you can't have any contact sports.
Oh, they shut down the 49ers?
Yeah. They're playing in Arizona this year or this week and next week.
Damn, I didn't know that. So they had to move them out there, huh? Yeah, Gavin Newsom, our governor, sucks. And the mayor of San Francisco, they're not following their own rules. They're out there giving rules, and they keep getting caught at parties. And
is Newsom the same guy that shut down she shut down all the MMA stuff there too, right?
He called and got he called Disney to shut down the UFC, which is really messed up because it was on Indian land, and the way it works, that it's not considered California. They're on sovereign land, but he didn't respect their sovereignty, and because I guess technically it's in California, but it's not considered California. So the guy had no respect for their tribe or anything. What a disrespectful punk. He does all this, and then he gets he got caught the other week he has all these restrictions, but he was at a party with 22 people indoors, which he has banned in the state. It's just they make rules and they don't follow them.
Oh,
yeah, hypocrite.
And
exactly.
I had Tito Ortiz on with me, and he had not very nice things to say about that guy as well.
Oh, the guy's a complete clown. He's killing our state. That's why I'm out in Vegas right now. It's just state's falling apart because that clown's running it. But who knows? Hopefully we'll wake up and vote him out.
Yeah, Tito went off on our podcast about the whole COVID situation, saying it's all a hoax, and it's his opinion.
I don't think it's a hoax, but I think it's just. It is killing people, but it's not. It's been exaggerated, and I think people just need to look at it from perspective. It's like me, I know probably 100 people have had it because everyone training jiu-jitsu and fighting, and no one's people are getting a little sick, but they're all recovering. It's just what it is. I think the people that are high risk need to quarantine, and everyone else should live their life.
I agree.
It doesn't make sense to quarantine the whole world because there's because there's a risk of some people dying. Those people, and a lot of the people that are high risk don't even want to quarantine. So they should make their own decisions.
I agree. And they should be able to.
Exactly. But it's just the whole world's gone mad on this. Hopefully it ends soon.
Yeah. I basically think most people carry it around with you. It's whether your immune system and the way you take care of your body that'll fight it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it's just like a light cold for 3 days. But, I know a few people have gotten pretty sick, but no one that's been to the hospital. It's just, for the most part, if you're healthy and work out and get sun, you're going to survive. It's like maybe a bad flu or like a light cold for a lot of people.
Yeah, I wake up every Monday with a cough because I smoke and drink and party all weekend.
Yeah.
Is there a dream venue for you that you never got to fight in?
Dream venue. Let's see.
You also got to fight all over the world. But.
Yeah, I fought the Sky Dome, Madison Square Garden. So I fought like a lot of the cool ones. So yeah, I would say there's no real dream venue.
Okay.
And the country-wise, I fought in Japan. So that was cool. I always wanted to fight in Japan. Did that. Brazil. So I fought all the countries I wanted to fight in.
Okay.
I never fought in Europe. That would have been kind of cool, I guess. But
yeah, that Fight Island looks like it would have been pretty cool too.
Yeah, I know it does. It does look really cool. I think the problem is the fighters are pretty quarantined out there, so they're not able to really enjoy it.
Yeah, true. Why did you, out of curiosity, I'm just going to shoot. You can say you don't want to comment on it or not. Why did you leave the UFC, man? Like you were doing so well.
Yeah, I was just had issues with Dana, falling out there and just kind of fell through. So yeah.
Okay.
How
did you celebrate after a big win?
Generally, I'd go out and party all night, get wasted, and party it up because you train so hard, you're sober, you're not having any fun. So I'd go out and let loose, and generally win or lose. Obviously, if you win, it's a lot better celebration. But if I lose, I'd be like, you know what, I got to go drunk to kill the pain. And if you win, you're out celebrating.
For sure, absolutely. What's your favorite piece of sports memorabilia that you have, like from your career? Did you save something that means the most to you, that's priceless?
Man, I wish I would have saved everything, but I have some of my old fight shorts, some gloves, but honestly, I probably lost about 80% of it like an idiot. It's probably, I should have kept all the gloves to all the fights, I got the belts still, at least. That's all cool. So I definitely kept the belts.
Out of curiosity,
belts
when you were in the UFC, after every fight, did you have to give them something? Because we just had a girl on who said she just won her first fight, and after they approach her and they're like, you got to give us one piece of either your gloves, your sports bra, your shorts, whatever it is.
I've heard of this. I think that might be more new because I think maybe one of my fights might have happened at the end. So yeah, maybe they did take a shirt or something. Like I was never that to keep my gear. She might be right because it does sound kind of familiar. I can't remember if they did it with me or if it was people I was cornering. I have seen that, but I think I might have just not really cared, just thrown him a hat or something. But yeah, they'd always just keep the gloves. So I always kept the gloves. But unfortunately, I was an idiot and didn't keep most of them. I have some of them, but I think I maybe got like a quarter of them. It would have been great to have all the gloves for all the fights and ideally I would have kept the whole shorts, the whole walkout outfit, but most of them I don't have.
What motivates you nowadays to hit the gym every day?
I love staying in shape and I still really enjoy training. Luckily, I know some people retire and they hate it, want no part of it, but I still really enjoy jiu-jitsu. Hadn't sparred in forever, but actually just kind of sparred for the first time in over a year, last weekend. So I was like, oh, I kind of did miss it. I thought I was never going to spar again, but I'm like, all right, went out there, sparred, and I still enjoy the sport.
Do you keep in touch with many of the big legends like yourself, like Couture and Liddell and those guys?
Yeah, I talked to Liddell. I haven't talked to Couture in a while. I mean, obviously Nick, Nate, and Gil. I talked to me and GSPX became friends. Talked to him sometimes.
Okay.
So that's when I was training out in New York. We trained with him, so that was kind of cool. And then I don't keep in touch, but sometimes you bump into people and they're still cool with most of them.
Awesome. Hey, Jake, I just want to thank you so much, man, for taking the time for us today and coming on. We really appreciate it. And we've been big fans of yours, your whole career, obviously. And it adds to it when I got to meet you in person. You're a beauty then. So you're a great guy now.
Cool, man. Hey, thanks so much. So great talking.